What's the perfect way to say goodbye to Paris? For me, it was climbing up to Sacré-Cœur, a basilica built as a symbol of hope and peace, with a stunning ceiling mosaic that leaves you speechless. Then walking through historic streets, seeing beautiful old buildings, crossing the most beautiful bridge in the city, standing in the square that witnessed the French Revolution, catching a glimpse of the Louvre Museum, and finally ending the journey at the iconic Notre-Dame. Let me take you alone. This is the final Paris chapter. Our final day in Paris started at Sacré-Cœur Basilica, located on the highest hill of the city. Right at the base, we saw a small merry-go-round where kids were enjoying the ride. Families were clicking photos, smiling, and the whole place already felt lively. We also took some candid and fun shots. Me and my family and our friends. Everyone was trying different angles with the basilica in the background. This area is perfect for capturing memories. To reach the top, you can use the funicular or climb the stairs. We decided to walk up to enjoy the atmosphere, and honestly, it was worth it. As we climbed, we kept taking short videos and more candids. The background gets better as you climb higher. When we reached the top, the first close-up view of Sacré-Cœur was stunning. The white stone exterior shines because it's made from a special limestone that becomes even whiter when it rains. The domes and the statues of saints on horseback at the entrance look powerful and majestic. From far, the basilica looks beautiful, but from close, you can really see the carvings and patterns. Here's a little history now. The construction started in 1875 and the basilica opened in 1914. It took more than 40 years to complete this structure. Sacré-Cœur was built as a symbol of hope, peace and unity. This basilica is the second most visited place in Paris, so there was a big crowd. We joined the line to enter. If you plan to come here, try to arrive early. The queue gets long very fast. Inside the basilica feels calm and peaceful. The main attraction is the huge ceiling mosaic, one of the largest in the world, showing Jesus with open arms in shining gold. As we walked inside the basilica, the noise from outside slowly faded away. Everything became calm and quiet. We moved slowly, taking our time to look at every detail of the church interior. On one side, I saw rows of candles glowing softly, placed by people who came here with their prayers and wishes. The warm light from the candles made the whole place feel peaceful and sacred. As we continued walking, we passed statues of different saints, each one carved with so much detail. Some people stood silently in front of them, praying. It reminded me how important this place is for so many visitors from around the world. As we walked, we explored small side chapels along the walls, each one beautiful in its own way. Some had paintings, some had old altar, and some had tiny mosaics. Every chapel had its own story. The stone arches above me were massive, with fine carvings that must have taken years to complete. Even with so many visitors, the basilica still felt calm because everyone respected the silence. Walking through the basilica, it's like made me feel connected to the history and meaning behind it. not just as a tourist spot, but as a place built with faith, hope, and purpose. After exploring the inside, I stood there for a moment to pray. As I slowly turned to leave, I took one last glance upwards. A final look at the massive Jesus depiction on the ceiling. The mosaic is so detailed and so powerful that it stops you for a second. That last glimpse stayed in my mind as we began walking out. When we stepped outside, we naturally walked to the viewpoint. From here, you can see almost the entire city of Paris. We spent some time here enjoying the moment. The view from here was worth visiting. We stayed a little longer, enjoying the breeze and watching the crowd. To go down, we took the funicular. You need to buy a ticket, a small fee. But it's fun and saves your legs after the climb. The ride is short but enjoyable. And finally, we are back to the same spot from where we started. It's called the Place du Tertre, known for painters selling their artwork and so many other shops from where you can do some shopping, buy souvenirs and enjoy the moment. We walked around for a bit before moving to our next destination. And from there, we took a metro to our next stop, which is called the Petit Palace area. The junction here looks very historic, wide roads, old buildings and beautiful architecture. In between, my daughter again started chasing a pigeon, a cute travel moment that made us laugh. Petit Palace is an art museum built for the 1900 World Fair. We didn't go inside, but the exterior is stunning. Tall pillars, golden gates and detailed stonework, which was interesting to explore. Right opposite is the Grand Palace, also built for the same World Fair. Both buildings face each other and look massive and grand. Next, we walked towards the famous Pont Alexandre III bridge. This bridge has an interesting history. It was built for the 1900s Paris World Fair to celebrate the friendship between France and Russia. It was named after the Tsar Alexander III, and the idea was to create a bridge that showed the strength, beauty, and the style of Paris. As we walked across the bridge, I slowed down for a moment just to admire how beautiful it really is. The tall lampposts and the golden statues, the detailed carvings make this bridge look truly royal. One nice thing about Paris is that from almost anywhere in the city, you can see the Eiffel Tower in the distance. Even from the bridge, the tower appeared between the buildings, almost following us just as we walked. As I continued walking, I also noticed the beautiful bronze statue on the sides of the bridge, especially the nymph figures with detailed carvings that represent the Seine River. These bone sculptures add so much character to the bridge and show how much artistry went into building it. After spending some time on the bridge, we also took a few moments to explore the area around it. The views of the river, the passing boats and the beautiful buildings nearby made it a lovely place to just stand and enjoy Paris. Once we were done soaking in the atmosphere, we slowly continued our walk towards our next destination, which is Place de la Concorde. The atmosphere changed completely. This is the largest public square in Paris. and also one of the most historic places in France. During the French Revolution, this very square became the main execution site. It was here that King Louis XVI and many other royals were beheaded. It's hard to stand here and imagine the events that happened on the same ground. In the center of the square stands the tall Luxor obelisk, a 3,000-year-old monument gifted by Egypt to France. The carvings on it are still so clear and detailed. Around the square, the fountains and grand buildings make the whole area feel powerful and important. As we continued our walk across the beautiful gardens that led straight to the Louvre Museum. While walking, I kept thinking about how this whole area was once connected to the royal families. Kings and queens lived here, walked through these same gardens and looked at these same buildings. The architecture around us was stunning. As we got closer to the Louvre, this massive archway with pillars and carvings looks like something out of a historical movie. Standing under it gives you an idea of how big the entire palace complex really is. Finally, we are here at the front of the Louvre Museum, the largest art museum in the world. This building was once a royal palace before it became a museum. Inside there are thousands of artworks, ancient paintings from different countries. Our plan was just to have a quick look from outside and admire the glass pyramid and head to the next destination, which is Notre-Dame. After enjoying the Louvre area, we took a taxi to Notre-Dame Cathedral. The ride itself was fascinating. This side of Paris has a very classic and historic vibe. We passed so many cafes and bakeries and beautiful old buildings along the way. It felt like stepping back in time, as if the past and present were living together on the same street. As we crossed the river and got closer, the site of Notre Dame slowly appeared in front of us. And then finally, we arrived at the cathedral. Notre Dame is one of the most famous cathedrals in the world. Built in the 12th century and known for its Gothic architecture, massive towers and beautiful stained glass windows, it has survived wars, revolutions and recently the tragic of 2019 fire, which damaged parts of the roof and the famous spire. It has now reopened for the public, but entry requires online booking. We were unable to secure a slot, so we couldn't go in. So we admired it from the outside. Even from the outside, it feels grand and full of history. It was the perfect final stop to end our Paris journey. After this, we headed back to our hotel and the next morning we took the train to our next country, Luxembourg. I hope you liked this final Paris episode. Please like and subscribe. Many people watch but forget to subscribe, and your support really means a lot to a small channel like me. Stay tuned for the next video as we explore Luxembourg. This is Sobi, your travel enthusiast, signing off. See you in the next one.